School boards are worried too much about political correctness.
Lyndon Dorvell still has all of the letters.
That was one of the better ones.
Emails from colleagues, former students, complete strangers.
And they just said, thank you for standing up for old-time values.
All supporting a personality trait he doesn't try to hide.
Well, I'm stubborn.
Dorvell is known in these parts as the zero hero teacher. He made headlines a couple years back when he put his foot down over a school policy to not give students goose eggs as grades. Whether he wanted it or not, he's now the face of an old school mentality in a new school world. Why should people pay attention to you right now?
Well, I don't want them to pay attention to me yet, but the issue is really important to me.
Back in 2011, he was working his dream job at Edmonton's Ross Shepherd High School. 15 years in one high school, that's a long time.
Yeah, but it was a great school. I couldn't believe when I got the job, I applied for it, and I didn't even expect to get it.
With it came some high standards. Over your career of 35 years, how many zeros would you say you've given out?
A lot, because my intent was always to be a temporary zero.
Lenient enough to let kids make up the work, but strict enough to keep them accountable, Dorvell had his method down. But in February 2011, it all changed. The principal told Dorvell to stop giving zeros for missing assignments and tests. In new school fashion, the teacher had to now put why the kid missed. But why doesn't figure into a GPA. Potentially, a kid could take one test, get an A, do nothing the rest of the year, and they'd have an A.
That's right.
What mark could you give them then?
We could use our professional judgment to assign a mark at the end, which to me was the most ridiculous thing of all.
Do colleges look at professional judgment, though?
No, they only see the marks.
Dorvell refused to stop.
I had gone my whole 33 years with the assumption that I was the person to make the decision.
After 3 decades, Dorvell lost his job in October 2012, but says he kept his morals.
A parent caught me in the hallway, and she said, my daughter was in my Science 10 class 4 years ago, and I'd given her at 1-0 for not doing an assignment. She was now in grade 12, and she had never failed to hand in an assignment after that.
How does that make you feel?
Well, justified.
Nowadays, Dorvell lives the retired life, known more for number 44, not 0. But his teammates know what he did. Do you think you would have done the same thing?
It takes a special person to do that, and I don't think I'm that special. All right, not the way Lyndon is.
If you had just played ball, had just said, okay, I won't give the zeros, you could still be teaching. You could still be making a difference in a lot of kids' lives.
Mm-hmm.
No regrets?
No, it's just sometimes it hasn't happened before in my life, but it just happened that it was something I just couldn't do. I didn't have any long discussion or think about what the consequences were. It was just something I just couldn't do. It was as simple as that.
In Edmonton, I'm Joshua Skurnick, and this is a Sun News Special Report.